listening music, watching movies.
I know you have been watching a lot of American movies by your pronunciation. Yeah. And because you say like a lot, because only native speakers would do that. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Sometimes we have to talk with people about too much like in speaking class, yeah? Yeah. Anyone else? Questions? Because we have so many different cultures. There is the native culture from the indigenous people, orang asli, in North America. There are people whose ancestors are from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, from all over the world. So the US culture tends to be a combination of many different cultures. Yeah. You have a national motto in Indonesia, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Yeah. We have the same thing in the USA. We say from Latin, e pluribus unum, which means out of many one, from many one. So that's something that you have to remember when you talk about culture in the US. We have food that comes from all over the world. We have music that comes from all over the world, and we have people that come from all over the world. Yeah. There are some differences, but we are more like you than you think. More like you than different from you, I think. This is what I have learned anyway. Yeah. About English. English is a language that steals words from every other language on the planet, including your own. Some people say borrow words from other languages. We actually, it's more like stealing. We just take the word from another language. Change the spelling. We change the pronunciation so that it pleases our ears, but we keep the spelling the same so that we remember where we stole it from. And that means that words are not always spelled the way they are pronounced as in Bahasa. So that's hard for English, yeah. That's very hard. But someone who is studying public health, could you tell me why you chose to study public health? Embarrassed, because if there is anything that I have always found to be true in the 11 years that I have been engaging with students in Pontianak, it's that most students in Pontianak speak English better than they think they do. You tend to be underconfident. You tend to undervalue yourself. There are groups of people who are overconfident. They think they can do something they can't really do. Students in Pontianak, almost always, it is the opposite. They don't realize how much they can do. And there may be many of you who have questions about English. Maybe you are writing a paper that you must write in English. Maybe you are going to give a presentation where you have to get up and talk in English. Something that everybody is afraid of. Okay. .edu. I do respond to these, definitely. The page that you want me to market should be one page. Don't send 25 pages. One page. Yeah. And I would love to hear from you if you were too shy to say much of anything today. Yeah, I know I'm going to hear from you guys, for sure. For sure, I'm going to get a message. caryc@ksu.edu. You can always reach me through FIKES as well.
I understand what you are saying. but I find it difficult to pronounce it. And I want to ask how to speak fluently in English.
How to speak fluently in English. A lot of the time, the key to fluency can be listening. Sometimes the more you listen, the more you listen to people who are speaking English, even online. We heard movies and music and things that you hear online. This can help you with fluency because whenever, even when you think you are not really listening, your brain is listening. Your brain is always listening. It helps you to get the way that the English sounds, the rhythm of the language. You know, we go up and down with our voices in a different way than you do in Bahasa, right? And that's something that you can hear when you listen. So listening is usually one of the important keys to speaking. It's why we teach them together, the listening and the speaking. The other part of fluency is vocabulary. If you practice vocabulary in English a lot, if you read a lot in English, then it will improve your fluency. One thing that I can recommend, though, because words are not pronounced the way they are spelled, we were talking about that earlier, you should use an online dictionary for vocabulary that includes audio. When you increase your vocabulary in English, you know how the word is spelled, yes, and you know what it means, and you recognize it when you see it, but you should also use the audio so that you recognize it when you hear it, what it sounds like when an English speaker says it. That's the other part of knowing the word. So I would say for fluency, if you feel like you're not fluent enough, listen more. Listen more.
Thank you, sir.